Hello everyone, this is Saidan Sheikh and today we are going to cover a very interesting topic of our Indian history. So first thing first, we'll take a quick summary of what we are going to study today. We are going to look from the British arrival to India till the point of 1857, जहाँ पे as you know the revolt of 1857 took place, the first war of independence and everything that happened between it. So first they came into India, they established themselves slowly and steadily, got powerful, started looting India. So here are the four major aspects of what we are going to look at today. First, the arrival of Britishers. Second, how they gained power and control over the Indian territory. Followed by what led to the revolt and what happened after the revolt. The Britishers came into India in 1600. Before that, it was the Portuguese, the Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama who came into India in 1498 from the Europe to India via a sea route that was discovered. Before that, the trade used to happen through the land routes and it was not that an easy task. So the Britishers came into India in 1600s and till that time Portuguese have ruled for a period of 100 years. In that 100 years they were not able to expand because of their radical policies. तो ट्रेड के साथ साथ रिलीजन का भी प्रचार करना चाह रहे थे एंड वी आर वेरी कॉन्शियस विद रिगार्ड टू अवर रिलीजन एज वेल, राइट? तो ब्रिटिशर्स आते हैं, दे स्लोली स्टार्ट टू ट्रेड. लिटिल ट्रेडर्स नाउ कम टुगेदर, मेक एन कंपनी कॉल ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. वो क्वीन विक्टोरिया से एक एक्सक्लूसिव राइट लेते हैं कि सिर्फ हम यहाँ ट्रेड करेंगे और कोई दूसरा ट्रेडर नहीं आएगा. बाकी के ट्रेडर जाएंगे जापान में, थाईलैंड में, म्यांमार में और दूसरे जो एशियन कंट्रीज है वहां पे. So they established themselves and they drove away other European countries such as French, the Dutch, the Portuguese, so forth and so on. Once they have established themselves in India, now they want more. So in greed of more, now they are trying to manipulate the farmans of the Nawabs. Till the time Aurangzeb was there, it was in check. But as Aurangzeb's power slowly started to deteriorate and after his death, now they started to take on the bigger provinces such as the Bengal, जहां पे था आपका सिराज उद दौला. He was a young Nawab, and when he got suspicious of the British activities, he sent a huge army to their fortified fort, which was Fort William, जो कि already अभी काफी ज्यादा fortify हो गया था. Not 4 and 5, I mean fort की तरह, that is 45. So there were armies, there were gun and weaponaries and so many other things. This army goes there, devastate everything, take away their weapons and kill them down. Kill them down. And as a reaction to it, Britishers sent Robert Clive along with a huge army on a full-fledged war with his Nawab. But Robert Clive was not all about the muscle power, it was also about the brain. This guy was a very cunning man. So he goes on and cracks a deal with the general of Siraj-ud-Dawla, which was Mir Jafar. So now this guy cracks a deal and gives the Mir Jafar guy the throne and gets all the rights he want. So mutual benefit, win-win. And जो lose करता है वो है Siraj-ud-Dawla. He runs away somewhere. He is then nabbed and grabbed and killed. After that, Britisher now took control of this big province, which is Bengal, and a bulk of trade is happening here. So they are now very rich. So rich that उनको अभी वहां से पैसा नहीं लाने का ट्रेड करने के वास्ते. Now they are using this profit to finance their trade. और यहाँ से चालू होता है एक spree of wars जिससे वो पूरा ऑलमोस्ट इंडिया कैप्चर कर लेते हैं. So Battle of Plassey took place in 1757 roughly on 23rd of June, जहां पे मीर जाफर ने धोखा दिया सिराजुद्दौला को और वहां से कोलैप्स हुई सारी चीजें बंगाल में. Now ब्रिटिशर्स बिट बाय बिट जो है पावर गेन कर रहे थे थ्रू आउट द इंडिया और इससे जो है लोगों को भी बहुत ज्यादा डिस्कम्फर्ट, अ सेंस ऑफ डिसकंटेंट, इट वाज ब्रूइंग अमंग द पीपल. यानी गुस्सा बहुत ज्यादा लोगों में अभी बढ़ रहा था, उमड़ रहा था. वाई? बिकॉज दे वर फेसिंग मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स ऑन वेरियस फ्रंट्स, जैसे कि उनके रिलीजन को लेके, उनके सोशल स्टेटस को लेके, उनके जो सोवरेनिटी है उसको लेके. इन फैक्ट इट वाज इवन टू द पॉइंट दैट दे वर स्टार्विंग टू डेथ. इसमें हम एग्जांपल ले लेंगे फार्मर्स की, जो कि बंगाल प्रोविंस विच इज अ वेरी रिच एंड फर्टाइल लैंड, जहाँ पे फूड ग्रेन्स उगाया जाता था. इवन अभी भी उगाया जाता है, एज यू नो. अभी जूट उगाया जाता है, काफी सारा राइस का भी आप प्रोडक्शन वहां देखेंगे, बट प्रीडोमिनेंटली वहां पे फूड का प्रोडक्शन होता था. दैट्स व्हाई इट वाज सच अ पावरफुल एज वेल एज अ रिच स्टेट. नाउ ब्रिटिश वर यूजिंग दैट रिच प्लेस टू ग्रो कैश क्रॉप्स, और वो कैश क्रॉप से ना ही फार्मर्स को ना ही लोगों को फायदा हो रहा था. व्हाई? बिकॉज द कैश क्रॉप वाज बीइंग बॉट एट अ वेरी चीप प्राइस एंड दे वर सोल्ड इन द ब्रिटेन मार्केट, इन द यूरोपियन मार्केट एट अ वेरी ह्यूज प्राइस. And the price have to be paid by the Bengal province people. How? Because they were not having any food grains. On the other hand, farmer was not having any money and they were being starved to death. So you may have seen that there is a spree of famines that took place in Bengal. Being the richest and the most fertile plain, it have to face such circumstances because of neglect of the Britishes. तो ये जो डिसकंटेंट था वो स्लोली स्टेडीली बढ़ रहा था, ना ही के फार्मर्स में बट के ट्रेडर्स में भी. व्हाई? बिकॉज टिल दिस पॉइंट ब्रिटिशर्स हैव एस्टैब्लिश्ड द मशीनरीज. A full-blown industrial revolution took place, and now the weavers were next on the line. Talking about traders and weavers, weavers को जो था बहुत ज़्यादा employment provide करता था आपका textile industry. तो ऑलरेडी कॉटन जो है हम रॉ मटेरियल प्रोवाइड कर रहे थे ब्रिटिशर्स को, विच वॉज एट अ वेरी चीप रेट. कॉटन वहां जाके आ रहा था बन के इंडिया में और बिक रहा था बहुत चीप प्राइस में. नाउ वी आर गोइंग ऑल मैड ओवर इंपोर्टेड प्रोडक्ट्स, राइट, कि 2000 की 3000 की टी शर्ट है, जीन्स है. बट एट दैट टाइम ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी दे वर वेरी चीप. इंपोर्टेड प्रोडक्ट्स वर चीप एंड दैट वाज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट fallacy of that time, you can say, that we were rejecting imported and then we were wearing the handmade indigenous product of India, which was in Swadeshi movement. Another point for another time. तो इससे हुआ ये कि जो खानदान के खानदान जो कि पूरे टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में इन्वॉल्व थे, फ्रॉम ग्रोइंग टू वीविंग टू बॉबिंग एंड मेनी लॉट, तो उसमें बच्चे से लेके बूढ़े everyone was involved and it was the main source of income for the traders and the weavers. तो एकदम से उनका पूरा इनकम सोर्स चले गया. ऑन दी अदर हैंड फार्मर्स का इनकम सोर्स चले गया. ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट जो आपके रूलर्स थे, दे वर स्ट्रिप्ड ऑफ देयर डिग्निटी एंड दैट इज व्हाट कॉज द डिसकंटेंट अमंग द इंडियन. बट एक फाइनल स्पार्क की जरूरत थी, एक जो पिन होती है ना उसकी जरूरत थी जिससे कि ये पूरा रिवॉल्ट स्पार्क हो या फिर स्टार्ट हो. दैट वाज द पिन which was given by the Royal Enfield rifle. That gun was having one little bullet in it, जिसके ऊपर एक रैपर रहता था जिसे आपको निकालना होता था. It was removed by the use of the mouth. अब ब्रिटिश आर्मी में हिंदूज भी थे, मुस्लिम्स भी थे और काफी सारे जो दूसरे मजहब के लोग वो भी थे, but predominantly it was Muslims and Hindus, and they have something with these two type of animals, which is pig and cow. तो उनका जो फैट था, it was used to grease his bullets in order to preserve it. And when they were removing that wrapper from their mouth, it was hurting their religious sentiment. So that is what all started this revolt. But later on what happened is, due to superior firepower and a well strategic army, they are able to suppress the revolt. And after suppression of revolt, atrocities have happened, guys. A number of people were killed on the road. They were brutally assaulted. जो movies में scene होता है ना, they were literally doing that. They were bundling up people, tying them with a rope, and they were dragging them on the road. They were killing them and they were filling the trees with the dead bodies of the people who have revolted. And that is the dark history of our past, which is not said, which is not written, but it is still there in our hearts. So you need to feel them, you need to feel the respect for the fighters of 1857. Because that was the moment when we realized that we now need to stand as one country and go against his tyrannical rule of the Britishers. Till this point, the company was dealing with everything in India. But now it was the British government that overtook after the revolt of 1857. Just imagine this, like Reliance company operating in Africa. And now that particular area directly being controlled by the Indian government. So that was the huge difference which took place after the revolt of 1857. और इसका एक खुला आप मोटिव या मकसद ये भी समझ सकते हो कि अभी तक जो अंडे हैं ना वो कंपनी ले रही थी और वो अंडों को बेच के टैक्स दे रही थी ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को. बट नाउ ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट सेड व्हाई नॉट डायरेक्टली गो एंड टेक द मुर्गी एज वेल एज द अंडा. So that was one major thing that happened after the revolt of 1857. So we'll stop here and we'll continue that. We'll have a look at how the revival of Indian politics happened after 1857. कांग्रेस नाम की जो पार्टी है, how it starts its a movement and culminates as a party. Yes, because some of the British princes sided with the British people, and that is also said as one of the main reason कि हम 1857 के रिवॉल्ट में फेल हो गए मिजरेबली, बहुत बुरी तरीके से. लास्टली ये जो एक्सप्लॉइटेशन था, जो ऑपरेशन था ब्रिटिशर्स द्वारा, इट कंटिन्यूड फॉर अनदर 100 years.